into the light. Your life is beautiful. You just have one life. It's time to live it free. Yourself tonight. You gotta feel it. You just have one life. It's time to live it. Dance into the light. Your life is beautiful. 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 Life is beautiful.
𝗬𝗫𝗂𝗯𝗲, we've been enjoying our special guest this afternoon with Dr.
Enjoying and learning from her.
Gueli. I know we've learned a lot of things. I mean, yeah, it's awesome. And, you know, I'm really impressed with just your story and your determination. And I can only imagine how challenging, because, you know, you're sharing it with us and we're just sitting there like, oh my gosh, like you almost died, you know, how many times, and your determination to continue on this path in order to help people. Like, I mean, your job is not about anything but helping people and babies at that. Like, so it's
I am lucky in my job. I do love doing my job. It's great.
Well, then it's not a job, right? Actually, it's a career. Yeah. It's a vocation.
It's true.
It's not because I think jobs are things that we're not really excited about.
That's right? True. That's true. Yeah.
It's your vocation. It's your calling. It's what you're meant to do, and you're doing it. And I just think it's beautiful, and I really appreciate you sharing your story in such depth with us, because, you know, you could have just said, well, I had MS and, you know, I'm sorry. It was like, but to hear those pieces that really describe who you are,
there's so much to it.
Well, and it's weird because, like, when I tell my story, I think sometimes I come off as like not being very, I don't know, serious about it, but I think I'm as serious as I can choose to be about it. I don't want to keep going back and living as horrible as it felt all those times. So I kind of just try and, I mean, even going through it, the way we kind of always got through it was like making jokes about things. Like, that's my defense mechanism, is humor, big time. So when I even was like having this liver issue, one of the symptoms that you read about in textbooks, and I don't mean to, like, this is going to get a little icky, but we call them clay colored stools, because your liver is like what normally makes your poop brown. So when I would go to the bathroom, I would laugh because, and Jared would be like, what are you laughing about in there? Like, grow up. And I'd be like, I pooped a snowman, because it would look like a snowman, because it had like a little body but it was all white. Like, it was like a little snowman. So that's how we got through things, was like just being ridiculous and laughing about things. And like I said, I'm lucky enough that I can, you know, that mechanism has worked for me.
Yes.
Well, you had a lot of support from your husband, and I'm sure your family, and just everyone, you know, cheering you on and thinking about you, and probably in touch, and just, you know, you've probably been a big inspiration to a lot of people, and people you probably don't even realize you're an inspiration to, maybe, you know, going through your residency and all of that. So it's really wonderful to hear your story. And, you know, that's why we love doing what we do, Sarah and I, with the BodyScape, because it's not just about taking that picture, you know, it's about that story. It's about sharing that story of that person and who they are, and what's their journey, and you know, how's it created them to be, because there's a lot of wonderful people out there, right?
Well, I think it's kind of crazy, because every time you look at these pictures of people and then you start reading the stories, you're like, oh my God, like, the way they look is the least interesting thing about them. Like, and that's amazing. Like, considering how they look, like, it's incredible.
Hang it all together.
Yes. Well, let's talk about your bodybuilding and your shows. How many shows have you done?
So I've done 2 shows, because I've only like been competing for really like 3 years. I kind of was just doing it on the side, and then I just decided, okay, I think I'm ready to do this. So the first one I did was down in Texas, and I did figure and physique. I'm like so tiny for physique, but I just love it. I love getting up on stage and doing like the dancing part of things.
The pose and stuff.
So I can't help it. I know I'm so small, but it's just fun. And I did figure, and I won the novice figure class. So that kind of like cemented it that like, oh, I like this, you know, like the worst thing you can do is like give somebody success in something because they're like, yeah, I love it. So then I decided to keep doing it. And I did another show in Phoenix, and that was in December of that last year, and I was tagging things Scottsdale, Arizona, and that's how I got hooked up with your social media manager.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
How things work.
Yeah.
So you did shows in Texas where Monica lives, and also Scottsdale where I live.
Yeah. That's cool.
Perfect.
So do you have any aspirations for any shows coming up?
Yeah, I would love to keep competing. I just want to wait till, you know, everything is kind of at least more consistent, because like at the end of my last prep, when like little things bother you, like if you burn your oats in the microwave, it's like a 20-minute breakdown. Like the show kept getting moved because of COVID and everything, and so we had to keep rebooking flights and hotels, and it just was so much extra stress that I just was like, I don't really need that in my life, so let's wait till things are calmed down and then I can compete again.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And the shows aren't going anywhere.
Exactly.
I mean, there's so many shows, right?
And hey, this gives me like plenty of time. Like I am a 40-year-old natural woman. It is hard to put on muscle. Like I will gladly take time off. I will gladly not diet. I will gladly eat all the food. Like that's fine with me. I'm happy.
And that's great. Well, let's talk about your cover, your beautiful cover, and then I want to go through it.
1, 2,
and 3. I mean, okay, I know that there it is.
There it is.
It's by far one of my favorite covers. I really love, and I love the white and just I
love the white. I think it's
the shape of it. So,
that's
you know, you just talked about how you found BodyScape, how you found Picture Groove. I guess my question would be, how was it for you driving to, because you and your husband drove down from Colorado.
Yeah.
What was that drive like coming into, you know, the night, because we were at a Airbnb and you were going to meet up with us? Like, what were you feeling driving down and arriving, and kind of take us through how that felt? Because what was it, a 12-hour drive?
No, it's only like 8. It's not 8. That bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's totally doable. It's enough. Yeah. But it's not 12. That needs a break. Like 8 we could do. Yeah.
You can do that in 2 days.
It was, you know, we had most of our discussions about it kind of like in the time before deciding if I was going to do it or not. And then once I was in to do it, it was like, Jared is nothing but positive ever. So that's all it ever was positive. And when we were first thinking about doing it, he was like, you know, right on board, despite all my concerns, you know, right away. Cause I was like, I don't know, like I'm not a model. I can't do this. I don't have a good face. You know, they're going to keep telling me, make your face better, make your face better.
That's not the case. I mean, let me go ahead and open this bad boy, and let me just go ahead and prove some people wrong with it. Go ahead and tell me you don't have a good face.
It was just crazy, wow. You know, and I think it's maybe like, beautiful. I hadn't, you know, aside from the bodybuilding shows, which are kind of over the top makeup, like a little crazier, you know, I don't like make myself look like that all the time. So just to see that, like, you know, you have it in you, I think it was actually incredibly empowering, because there's a lot of times now that I look at, you know, scroll through my social media, and it does not make me feel like a bad person that I don't look like that person right there, right then, because I know the work it takes to look like that, like both from putting it in yourself in terms of exercise and food, and like hair extensions and eyelashes and contouring. Like it was a real eye opener, and it was great. I loved it.
And well, you can do that for photo shoots, right? You don't have to do it all the time.
I think every woman should do it, just to be like, oh my God, look what I can do. Because there's people who like look at this and they're like, oh my God, I could never look like that. And I'm like, look at me now and look at me here. You can do it. Like, you can do these things. It's in there.
Let's go back to let's go back to the comment you just said. I'm not a model, right? You are a model human. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like your story is so big and broad, and you've done so much, and you've gone through so much. Like it's so, and then it's so cool to be able to do these beautiful, glamorous shots of you
so cool.
that are completely different than your story, but then hear your story and put it all together. And you know, I want to just kind of go back to that "I'm not a model" phrase, because you know, what would you say to another woman who you heard say that?
Oh, I know. I'm horrible to myself, aren't I? Like,
well, and how
I say these things all the time, like, women can do anything, you can do this, and then I'm always like, I don't know, should I wear the shorts? Like,
so I guess my real question is, what would you tell a woman who says, I'm not a model, and is thinking about coming to shoot with us for Epic Destination, and you know, whether it's BodyScape Magazine or just Epic Destination, where they're just doing the images, and maybe they're not going to the magazine, but they want to have images for themselves. Like, maybe talk about the experience working with us, because, you know, Sarah and I, you know, we brought these talents that we have and years of experience in front of and behind the camera together to create what we're doing, and to help models, I said model, like yourself, you know, to get these poses out of your beautiful body that you've been working on and, you know, with. So like, how would you, you know, describe that to another female who's interested in maybe doing this, but like, I'm not a model, but you know, how did you, when you came to work with us, how was that experience?
Well, like the first thing I would say is just do it. Like, it's so corny and so cheesy, but do it. Like, if you want to do it, go do it. You can do it. And I think the reason I like not harp on, but always bring up like I had all these doubts about it, is because like that's normal. You can have all these doubts about it. It's totally fine to not feel confident 100% of the time. None of us do. Like, we don't always have everything figured out. Do it anyways. Like, take the chance, go for it, do it. Like, what was the worst that was going to happen? Like, my pictures didn't look great. Like,
so okay, so you know, in the beginning of your pictures were going to look great. I mean, you've never seen a bad Sarah Lyons picture.
That's what I'm saying, exactly. Like, you guys weren't going to like, I had total faith in what you did. I've seen your bodies of work. They're impressive. You're not going to be like, oh, here, let's make this like random woman and just put her ugly on the cover. Like, no, nobody's gonna, they don't want to misrepresent themselves. They don't want to misrepresent anyone. Like, they're going to make you look and feel amazing. Like, it's great.
So how was it with getting in front of Sarah and then having me there? Did it feel like a little bit overwhelming at first with the camera there and me kind of with my fork?
Where is the gold fork? We need the gold fork.
I actually have a iridescent with gold fork now in my kitchen. I need to go grab it and make sure I don't forget it for the next shoot in Sedona. But I did find one. It's not solid gold, but it's got iridescent. So anyways, what was that like? Because that's kind of a unique experience. Not everybody has a posing detail coach for their shoot. They may have someone kind of standing there going, well, if you did that, and the photographer may, you know, do that. But to have someone like that just full time looking at all the little details,
it was so necessary, and I'm so glad that you were there. It was definitely overwhelming at first. You know, it was something I had never done before. I didn't know what to expect. But you guys made it so easy and comfortable. And like, I feel like we slid into it rather than jumping into it, which made it a lot easier. Like, you were like, oh, that night before, let's try on some clothes and like innocent things like that. And let's pick out some outfits. And then it was like, oh, we'll try on an outfit. Like, so it wasn't like walk in the door, put on these clothes. Like, we got to know each other. We eased into it. It felt very natural and very good. Like, it was a really good experience. And Monica, yes, definitely a posing coach. Like, it was amazing. Looking at some of those pictures, especially in the swing, like my ankles look broken sometimes in some of the shots that we did not take. Like, you don't realize how important it is to be angling things the right way, and to have someone like Monica there to be like, no, do not point your elbow like that. That looks insane. Like, and tweaking things like made me look like I knew what I was doing, which was really awesome.
Look at that smile on that face.
I know.
Amazing. And I think that we do that. We have to take the time. I mean, listen, this is a big thing when you know that you're going to do the cover shoot,
Yeah.
right? You got to take the time and plan. I mean, I don't think that I could do it any other way. I want to get to know the model that we're spending the whole day with, right? Because there is a lot of planning that goes into what we do, everything on down to the location that we had for this awesome shoot, which was
such
so
a cool,
fun.
such a
It was
cool
so
place. Like,
cute.
there were so
But
many
kind of-
different kinds of feels.
I mean, we had green backgrounds.
Yeah,
the white
pink.
background.
I love that picture. That's one of my favorites. And Sarah, I showed you that one in the camera.
Yes.
When
like
we were
right away.
Look at that. And I love the little hint, you know, just the black and pink, but then you throw those arms on, right? It just, something special.
Adorable.
Yes.
Throwback to my 80s childhood, I guess.
Hey,
all
and
of our 80s childhood.
the next one.
Nothing wrong with it.
What about with the, right after that pink, we've got that turquoise. There it is with the sparkle the sparkle leggings.
Right, those are so fun.
I mean, you've got the little. This is total throwback to the 80s or something. Yes. You got the little rip in the top and the sparkle, and even the high waisted. You know, but it just suited you so beautifully and so much fun.
So cute. It was so fun.
Yeah, and then now we can get out of the fitness look.
Monica's favorite. We have to show the pink room.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, now I just want to talk about this really quick because. Your husband's there and he's watching all the fun little cutesy fitness wear and looking hot and, all of that in the cover look. And then bam, we go this amazing look. You've got the white thigh highs and look at the expression in your face from the other ones that we just had where you're like Miss Fitness 80s rock star.
And look at those abs.
I know.
I mean, awesome.
And it's like such a soft, beautiful, and this I know is not comfortable to pose in that at all, but it just looks simple and easy. And even I love the fact of the glute and hamstring tie-in. Like even that is just,
totally.
A little spot there. Your hand looks perfectly placed, and look at the hair.
And the subtle hints of cactus on the wallpaper signifying that we are indeed in Arizona.
This is the Arizona, yeah.
I know, right? And I can only imagine Jared's like, oh my gosh, look at my wife. Why are these people around me?
Right?
Can't they go away for just, I don't know, 10 minutes? To go off on that, right? But okay, and then we had the pink room, which I loved, and I'm sure Jared was like, why am I sleeping in a pink room? But,
I know, right? Well, he loved it because he got to solve the electrical problem of how to get the lights on above the bed. So he felt very useful in the pink room.
He was extremely useful.
So Sarah, wait, go back. We've got more pink pics here. Sarah, when you're we've got Doc laying on the bed right after those others with her BodyScape magazine. She's eyeing it. We've got red shoes on her. Pretty cool. When you're picking these places out, Sarah, do you analyze every room of the house? I mean, because you had to have looked at this pink room and then the green with the swing and the walls, and were you so excited to shoot here?
So excited. So I knew it was just going to be like an older, smaller home. It was definitely a rehab home. It was meant specifically for Airbnb. And it was also meant for photo shoots. So that was so fun about that house. When I started reading through the listing, I'm like, oh, they actually made this house for me. Okay. Perfect. This is going to be awesome. But you know how I am with locations, Mo. They've got to really be
jump out at you.
And it's something completely different.
I love these where you've got this cactus over on the cactus over on the one mirror, and Doc is in this other mirror. And this outfit on you, Doc, when you're the next pic,
crazy.
Claudia, I think it's the next pic when there's another one. It's page 39 and 40. I just love that outfit. It makes your waist it looks like it's 10 inches around.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That one too.
Yeah,
that
so then
sunroom was everything, by the way.
That sunroom, the lighting.
Oh my gosh, so much in the sunroom.
Can I see the picture on page 52 because that is a very special picture.
We're skipping a handful of pictures, so we'll have to come back.
I just want to see this one. It's so beautiful.
It's
52.
Yeah, 52.
That's my
She's in there. It is.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I'm obsessed with them.
It's just perfect. again, the expression, look at the hand placements, like, and those palm leaves are not like forgiving.
Yeah, no, and that, you know,
in your face.
People are always like, oh, look at you in that picture. I'm like, I can't, because my retinas are burned out from taking that picture, because that was the one where we were like, keep your eyes closed and then open your eyes and I'll take the picture.
Right.
There's like a good number of ones where like I'm like
yeah,
you would never know. And I love
and
that.
what about this? Look at the shape, the lines of the body, and I'm looking at, that's my earrings. Remember the hoop earrings? Everyone needs hoop earrings, and my little little bracelet on you. And you had that top, and I think Sarah, one of you had the top and one had the bottoms. I don't know, but it's like, so we pulled all of these pieces together, and it's so fun to just see. Look at, I mean, the hair and everything. It's just the fluffy and the pillow, and I mean, it's just so gorgeous. Cool.
And Leah was amazing, hair and makeup, like. Mm-hmm. She's an artist. Like, she's amazing.
She got her hands on this mess today, because I wouldn't have been able to put it
it looks amazing.
We love Leah. We love all of, we have great makeup artists in every location. You know, here in San Antonio and in Austin, we've got two gals here, 𝗬cie, who worked on me today, and then Lizbeth up in Austin. Like, we've got amazing, we've even got others in Miami. Yep, Lisa.
Miami is something else.
Yeah. Wherever we go, we just, you know, we expect and find the best. Now, these are like total Wonder Woman, kick butt. I am Doc. Watch me roar.
You can tell that I'm not very good at having a mean face. Like, I look just a little confused, but.
And the other part of this is, hey, Doc, squeeze your quads.
Oh, I know, right? You're like, squeeze your quads.
Squeeze your quads, and then stand in these rocks, and don't.
Better.
Yeah, and don't stick in the rocks. You've got to stay on your balls of your feet, because the heels sink down on the rocks.
Yep. And point your elbow back. Yes. And it's so funny, because when I look through the proofs, I'm like, I was not getting it until Monica came and like put her hands on me and like moved me a little bit. And then I was like, all of a sudden, oh, look, there it is. That's a magazine shot. So definitely.
I like to go in and say, let me manipulate you.
Yeah.
Don't resist me. Do not resist my touch. One of the things that I think about this swing, it's hard to do this backwards. The swing, wait, this
is
one.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Thank you, Claudia. So I love the swing pics, because I think we were just being really like little girl having fun in my swing. And I remember there were some of these shots, and I think that you're looking at your husband, and that's where the smile is radiating from, is that you were looking at Jared, and I'm like, point your foot this way. And Sarah's capturing all the, you know, the interaction of you and Jared. And I think that's why those smiles, you know, come across so sweet and fun and loving, because you're like checking out your husband, who's just sitting there admiring you,
making me laugh,
and you're in your little swing. So fun.
Very glad that you were able to make the journey, able and willing to come and make the journey.
I'm so grateful that I got to be a part of it.
And Carrie, I'm sorry, but Carrie, with your story, kudos to Carrie Lee Brown, our celebrity profile writer, man.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She brings the tears to my eyes every time.
Yeah.
Every time. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this story is so remarkable. And that's what makes BodyScape different, is we want to tell your story. And a lot of these stories are very raw, and yours is one of them. And it's like, it makes you sit back and think, you know, this isn't just an article about a recipe or how to do a quick glute workout on the run. This is your life. And that's what BodyScape is we're a storytelling platform along with, photojournalism.
Yeah. So, it's nice. It's like, I don't know, it's like social media, but real, you know, like the captions are real. They're not like, to be the change you want to see in the world or whatever, you know, like the heart emoji, like they're real stories and pictures. And that's what's nice about it. It's like that genuineness.
Oh, very grateful you shared yours with us.
Absolutely. And if you ever decide to come back, you know how to get a hold of us.
Oh, definitely.
Because I mean, you can't do one shoot. You just can't do one shoot like this.
Can't do just one.
You're going to have to do updated pics. And, you know, even if it's not a BodyScape cover, you know, you come back and just shoot with us and get some updated things along the way. And because, you know, once you shoot with Sarah, so for instance, yesterday I'm speaking with a girl here in town who's done photos with Sarah. Her name's Sherry. and she and I kind of visited about some things. And we have, I don't think you can see, we have a cover up here together, just the San Antonio magazine. And she's kind of a fitness celebrity here in town. Yeah. And she's sitting there talking about this. We did a little easy photo shoot here with another photographer back in May, just for this clothing line. Nothing big, nothing fancy. We didn't need anything fancy. But she's like, well, you know, what does he do after? And I'm like, look, it's not going to be Sarah Lyons. We have been spoiled rotten. I mean, when you work with Sarah and then you work with other photographers, it's really hard because, you know, just like having this awesome makeup artist that we have, and then having just some, you know, amateur makeup artist trying to, or just yourself doing it. It's like, it's never the same, you know.
And so another thing I wanted, you know, we had talked about if I want to compete again. And I think there's a lot of people that go into competing. Like, I compete because I enjoy to compete. Like, I'm an incredibly competitive person, but there are a lot of people that choose to compete because they want to look their physical best. And it's a good, you know, it's I don't want to say excuse. It's a motivation for them to look their best and get this glam day in these great pictures. And it's expensive. It costs thousands of dollars to hire a coach, to have your suit made, to have your hair and makeup, to have your tanning for that day. And if you're not the kind of person who's like, I need to get on stage and compete, oh my God, a photo shoot is like the best thing you can do for yourself, because it gives you that motivation to get in that shape that you want, to look the way you want, to pamper yourself for that day, to do this thing for yourself without having to compete if that's not your jam, if you don't like that kind of thing. Or if, you know, because getting on stage, you have to get to that like body fat that's like kind of insane. And I didn't even want to look like that in my pictures, because I didn't want to look at them and be like, oh my God, look how unrealistically and like dangerously skinny I was. I wanted something that looks like more how I look in real life. And so you don't have to get to that level. So, you know, maybe you're like a working mom and you don't have that much time to get in competition shape because you can't be at the gym 5 hours a day, but you can manage a little bit. Like, book yourself a photo shoot. It's so worth it. And it's going to be the same kind of cost commitment as a competition.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm plugging it hardcore because I think it's a great thing.
That's awesome.
I agree.
Those pictures right behind me are not fitness girls. Laura and
Kim.
Kimberly used to compete in fitness. She just did another fitness show, but let me move my
She's
head.
a pageant girl for the most part.
A pageant person.
And a corporate girl.
Yeah. And so she wasn't leaned out for like a competition at all.
Yeah.
And then Laura here, you know, she leaned down for our shoot, but she's not a fitness person.
Right. And I think it's just kind of like a nice, like I said, a little, if you're looking for a source of motivation, if you're the kind of person who but enjoys motivation to get them through things and is looking for an amazing reward at the end. Also, like one of those things where that hard work that you do to put into it, you're totally going to get back like 1,000-fold, because you have these pictures forever. It's amazing. I'm
well, and my joy comes from assembling all of it. I mean, it's a sizable magazine. Yeah. It's like, you know, 80 pages, and it's just, and it's
like so, I don't know, it's so pretty.
You know what I think would be fun to be a fly on the wall and have the magazine just laying on your living room table or whatever, and you have guests over and you've never talked to them about your photo shoot or anything, and they come in, Sarah, is that you?
Yeah.
This whole thing,
No big deal.
Yeah, it's just
That's
fun
cute.
because, like I said, we don't look like that all the time, and it's fun to do. And even, you know, my mom was like, "Oh, it's very pretty, nothing like you," and I was like, "Thanks, Mom." Like, right back down. Moms are so good at that.
Yeah.
You know, I will suggest to you, when you do a show again, you do need to capture those pictures, and only because it's, like you said, so much sacrifice, so much work to get in that shape. And I have I was on stage for 26 years, and I've done photo shoots the day before I've been on stage and months away from being on stage. And it's really rewarding to have both, and to have some really, because I have some amazing pictures where I'm super, super lean. And that's fun to have. I'll just say it is fun to have. but of course, you know me, I'm going to say, you know, you've got to let Sarah shoot it because you're going to have then the glamour, beautiful, and that super lean, ripped body. So just keep it in mind.
Oh, that, yeah. And available for you.
Yeah, just keep it in mind.
It's a different level of work, you know, and that's what makes it so special. That's why I loved competing, is because it is like that next level of commitment and push. And
here's what I'm going to suggest, because I have done this so much. If it worked out, because again, I've literally gone and done 3 photo shoots the day before I won the WBFF World's Pro in 2010. I shot for Muscle, I shot for Oxygen cover, and I shot 2 other photographers all in one day, and then I got on stage the next day. So it can be done. Yeah. I don't recommend it, but I was in a location in Canada, and I was like, I'm just going to get it done. Period. Yeah. But if you could plan it and you're going to say, okay, I'm going to get on stage and I want to do a photo shoot and look that way. I'll say it's very challenging. If you have to make a decision, do I want to shoot before my show or after my show? And I always say, if you can get to that degree of where you want to be the weekend before, because you want to do the tan and all of that, and you don't have to be like water depleted down, because if you're lean enough, you're going to look super great. And you pump up, you get a little pump going with your body, then you're going to look the way you need to look. And then you cruise through that week, you allow you stay on your path, and then you do your water or whatever you're going to do, and you put your real tan on again, because you'll have enough time where you can get it off and then put it on. So anyways, in a perfect world,
the week before the show, then the weekend before the show, then
here's the thing is, you don't want to be trying, unless you could do it. And most of the time it doesn't happen like I did, where I had it all booked right then and I could just go wham, bam, get it done and go show. Like that doesn't typically happen. But if you could plan it where you're going to peak on your show day, but the week before, be lean enough that far out that you can cruise with just whatever little water. And sometimes if you get lean enough, you don't have to do a big water depletion. Right. So if you can be lean enough the weekend before, you kind of cruise. And if you have a good coach, they can lead you through that week where you just cruise into your show, but you still have enough time to put some tan on for that shoot and then get it off and then re-tan for that show. So it's fresh. And I say that because after your show, most people are like tired and they're like, I don't really want to shoot. If you have it booked like the next day or the maybe at least 2 days after, your body will hold on to that look, but the tan starts looking kind of crappy after the show right then. So I just say, if you can, in a perfect world, get it done the week before, but plan it so that your body's on for that. You cruise into your show and then you're done. Unless you're like, well, there's another shoot that I want to do and I don't have to worry about, tan and all that. You might be more glamorous or something. So anyways, just food for thought for the future.
Well, no, I definitely like that idea. I'm lucky. I worked with my last show and I would work with her again, 𝗬𝗫𝗁. She does like all the posing and stuff too. And like we were ready like that week before, so we did like even a fake peek, like we were like, let's see how your body handles this stuff, and like then we can adjust from there the week after. So that is such a good idea. And
perfect.
Getting ready early is always
yeah, you don't want to be that week trying to figure it out, and you want to be available, and if that's great. I think that's great. Well, Doc, it's been amazing. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers and with anyone that's going to tune in?
Sure. So the one thing I would like, everybody wants, like, what did you take away from all this? And like, what's the point of it? It's just to go out there and live your life now. Like, stop waiting. We always said when we're older, we're doing this, or, in a minute we'll do this, or should I do this? And just go do it. Life is very short and things happen that you don't plan for. So when you're in the moment, enjoy the moment and go do it. Do the thing.
Just go do it, right? Shoot it.
Do all the things. Like take all the pictures, do all the things. And like people are not going to like you no matter what you do. So just don't let that be a thing. Right? It doesn't matter. Do it or don't do it. Like somebody's going to be mad about something. So just do the thing that makes you happy.
Shoot that picture.
Great, Sarah.
Yeah, take the pictures, do the photo shoot, do it.
Take the pictures. Remember Shelly Matson posted something like
that. Coin that phrase.
Yeah.
Take the picture.
Take the picture.
Take the
I
picture.
agree. Take it. Let me use my
I love
new
it.
lens on
And
you.
post it online, and who cares? Like, do it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's your story is definitely inspiring, and I know it will inspire so many other people along the way. And we just really appreciate you taking time. I know you've got this. This is your week off. Is that no? You're not off. Wait, you're getting.
Well, I only work. I work every other week now because I travel to Denver, so I'm home a week, and then I work a week.
Okay.
So this is my 1 week home, and then I'm working next week. Yes.
So I'm so glad we got to fit this in on your off week.
Yeah.
And we just thank you so much. And thank you for wearing your stethoscope and your jacket. So
yes,
you made me happy.
Yes, it likes getting you.
And it'll be fun to have you back again someday when you're ready to come back and join us on another epic destination experience.
Sure.
And I just absolutely love your cover.
I love it.
Beautiful. There it is. BodyScape Magazine issue. What issue is this, Sarah?
This is issue number 15.
15, July 2021.
15.
Awesome. Well, Sarah, Doc, thank you so much for joining us here at the Monica Brant Show.
It's good seeing you, Sarah.
Yes, and tell Jared hi for us.
Oh, I will. He's at work. One of us has to work.
Somebody has to work.
Somebody's got to do it. I don't want to today.
Oh, it's so good to see you again.
You too.
Oh, one last thing. Will you just tell people where they can find you online?
Sure. It's Dr. G. So drg.ms_strong. And I'm only on Instagram. I don't do Facebook or Twitter. Yeah, that's really about it.
That's all right. Instagram's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be seeing you online, girl. And
all right.
We'll look forward to talking to you again soon.
Bye, guys.
Okay. Bye-bye. Monica here. Just wanted to thank you so much for watching the Monica Brant Show, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share these videos, and oh yeah, and that little bell notification, don't forget to click that so you'll get more great content every time there's a show uploaded or a video or anything else. So you guys, thank you so much for your support, and as always, stay fit and love life.